Alright, so today, man, something I was just thinking about. I've been seeing this topic reoccurring recently, and it's talking about recreating yourself. And when you don't really understand what that topic means or how to apply it to yourself, it really goes over your head. But the more you kind of dig deep into yourself, the more you kind of like develop some kind of change, or you want to develop some kind of change in yourself, you see, you have to recreate yourself, especially if you want to be successful, especially if you want to heal some kind of broken wounds or just become a better person. Anything it is, you have to really recreate your entire being, bro. And for a long time, I didn't understand this because I think, oh, I'm the person who I am now, and I'm trying to get where I want to be. But what is the difference between the version of me who is this current state and the version of me who is rich, successful, what the fuck it is you picture yourself? And I always thought to myself, what is the difference? And I don't want to get too deep in this topic of saying time. It's not that deep. Like in terms of time is just perspective. Today is the exact same day as tomorrow in 5 years. It's just your mindset. But I don't want to get too deep into it. But in terms of time, if you continue living every single day like it is today, then your time will not change in terms of 5 years. Time will go by you. And if you don't believe me, just look at people who you see are 35 years old, 40 years old, and they're still in the same mindset as they were in 20 years old because they continue living and they thought that time would just magically change it. So that's not gonna happen. Time will not just change things. So that's the biggest thing I understood. Time is not a factor of change. You have to be a factor of change. So now, how the fuck do you change yourself, bro? And I always ask myself this: how the fuck do I change myself? And I think my biggest understanding is really you have to completely destroy the old version of yourself. Like you have to become radical, cynical, and completely change yourself. Literally every single aspect of yourself, especially if it doesn't align with who you are right now and who you want to be, you have to change everything. Whether that be change your entire look, your hairstyles, change your clothing, change your music you listen to, change the people you hang with, change the places you go. I don't know, but you have to change everything, bro. They have to align, not with align a fake self. I'm not telling you to fake shit. I'm telling you to change it towards what you want to be. If the rich version of yourself listens to jazz music because you appeal to it, and you listen to, like I said, jazz music, you hang in jazz lounges, you play different instruments, but the current you would listen to hip hop, and because you were programmed to listen to hip hop, rap, hang with a certain type of people, but deep down you know you don't actually like rap music, do what you gotta do and change it, bro. If you have to shave your head, if you have to braid your hair, like I'm just throwing out random ass examples, but I don't know. I think for real, the more that I'm talking and the more I'm analyzing myself, I realize that I think just being introspective about yourself is really what's going to give you the deepest understanding of what you have to do. So, for example, like for the longest time, I tried to neglect myself and what change I had to do. I'm like, oh, I have to change this, I have to change that. And especially that since you've been programmed to be a certain way since you were so young, bro. Like, think about it. You were raised to be a certain way. For example, I used to grow up, I used to think I want to play basketball. I used to think, oh, I want to make it high levels, high levels. But I didn't understand why. And the reason was why is because everyone around me was playing basketball. My close friends were playing basketball. I just thought it was cool at the time. Everywhere, I would see basketball on TV, basketball on my phone. So I just thought, okay, let me be a basketball player. And so I grinded for years and I played high level basketball. And then now, years later, I realized I'm like, do I really like basketball? So of course, I do enjoy playing basketball. But I think at the moment that wasn't really what I wanted to do. But I was programmed into believing that this is my identity. This is a part of my identity. This version of me wants to play basketball. But this is not true, bro. And you have to realize you have to kind of remove all your old programmings. And it's very weird to say until you really sit down and just observe yourself. You just sit down objectively with no opinions and ask yourself, is this version of me or the past version of me truly what I align with, truly what I like to do? And the more you do that, at first you're not gonna get the answers, but I did this for so long. I'm like, did I really want to play basketball like this? Not really. And then as I started focusing more on the things I wanted to do, I started realizing certain things I didn't like. Like, for example, rap music, bro. To this day, I realized I was programmed to listen to rap music. Don't get me wrong, I'll still put on some banger tracks, bro. I'm still a human being. But certain things now, it's because I've changed so much, developed so many different habits, It's like, I don't want to sound cringe, but it's like my frequency is just too elevated for rap, because it's such a low vibrational thing to listen to rap music, especially if you just hear the words they're talking about, taking drugs, killing people, robbing people, fucking hoes. Like, bro, it's such low level things, bro. If you're gonna talk about something like making money, motivating people, okay, sure. But you need to realize it's deeper than just something you listen to. Everything that you consume or everything that's identified with you as a person has to be on a high level of positivity. And as soon as you do that, you can change who you are. So I started just changing towards positive shit that I truly aligned with. And I said, this is what I want to do. This makes me feel good. And bro, I started simple things like studying, listening to classical music. And I developed an ear for it. I'm like, holy shit, I like these instruments. These instruments sound so amazing. I started listening to jazz music. And now I want to play instruments. Like, this is how this is how interests are developed, by first trying different things and understanding yourself. And so now I try my least possible to listen to hip hop music unless it's very positive, unless you give me a proper message that motivates me. So this is certain aspects of my life I had to cut out to change who I wanted to be, to become who I wanted to be in the future. That's just a small aspect. If you want to identify as someone who's successful, rich, and that person of you, that rich version of yourself, he has a certain image. Like, let's say, I want to be a top-notch, clean guy. I want to look appealing. I want to look like a boss, you know? Bro, I'm not going to wear fucking hoodies and tracksuits to go to a nice place. So I'm going to have to change my wardrobe. This is why I started wearing nicer clothes, wearing nicer pieces. Who gives a fuck if you can afford it or not? It's going to go over a lot of people's heads. But stop thinking negatively and scarcity. I'm not telling you to go break your bank. But, excuse me. If you truly want to do something, don't limit yourself to it. But that's a whole different conversation, okay? Let's go back to the topic, bro. I get off track so much because I just love talking about certain things. But back to the point, okay? If the version of yourself is at a certain standard, he wears certain things, he listens to certain things, he is at certain places, he hangs around certain people, realize that you have to mimic that person. And that person is not anything outside of yourself, it's just you. But it's like your evolved version, bro. Think about Pokemon, okay? When there's fucking Raichu. Raichu is the most de-evolved version of Pikachu. When he evolved to Pikachu, he just changed physically. He changed physically. He got new powers, new attributes. Certain parts of his personality even changed. So you probably think, what the fuck is this guy talking about comparing himself to a Pikachu? But the premise applies to yourself. You have to evolve. You cannot just change, bro. You think you're gonna become rich, successful with the same shitty ass habits, same shitty ass outfits, same shitty ass likes and people you hang around with, or whatever the fuck it is, bro? You have to completely reinvent yourself, change everything about yourself. When people look at you, they say, "Yo, Kyle, you switched up. Yo, bro, you switched up. What the fuck?" When people say you switched up, that's a good thing. I hope you know that, because you're not supposed to be the same person constantly. And if you are always the same person for your whole life, you're just stagnating. So understand, you have to go through periods of your life where you're constantly changing. And just look at nature itself. Everything is going in evolutionary phases. There's 4 cycles to nature, bro. There's what? Summer, spring. Actually, let me give it in order for you stupid niggas, bro. There's spring, there's summer, there's autumn, and then there's winter. So you see the earth is constantly changing, dying, creating. Same concept as with yourself. You have to go through cycles where you kill, where you die. You kill old habits of yourself. And then you breed, or new habits are born. New parts of yourself are born. You recreate yourself. And then when you see parts you like, okay, cool, you keep that part. And then you take out parts. You're always refining. You have to constantly be evolving, changing, improving all the time. It's a never ending thing, bro. And that's what I didn't understand at first. Oh, I have self-discipline. Now what? Bro, self-discipline is never ending. Self-evolution is never ending, bro. Like, you have to constantly be developing, changing, improving. And that's what I didn't understand. And it's a never-ending cycle, bro. Like, you don't just start and stop. You have to keep going. So constantly refine yourself, constantly recreate yourself, completely change yourself if you have to, bro. There is nothing wrong with that, bro. Nothing wrong. Do something completely cynical, completely against who you are right now, just to see, just as if you would like it. Who cares? Who are you trying to please? Live 100% for yourself, please yourself, and find out what do you like. Find out who do you have to be that picture of yourself you view in the future, bro. If you have a vision of yourself, the rich, successful version, ask yourself, what would he be like? What would he be like? What would he do? What would they dress like? What would they eat? And then now you can start breaking down, what does this person do? And you have this idea. Now you can start implementing it for yourself. Because now you know, okay, my eating habits are not aligning with what the version of myself would be eating. So now I gotta eat better. Now I gotta sleep earlier. Now I gotta go to the gym. Now I gotta start journaling. I gotta start meditating. I gotta start helping people, be more positive. Like, bro, it's a never-ending cycle, but you have to completely reinvent yourself. Reinvent yourself completely. And don't let the outside noise get you, bro. Don't let people come and say you switched up. Don't let people tell you that you're changing or you're acting weird. Who gives a fuck? Just be in your own world. And that's the biggest thing I understood. This is literally your universe. This is your world. So the world revolves around you. It sounds very egotistical to say, bro. But everyone, each individual person has their own, they all say main character. Everyone's a main character, bro. Don't get this twisted. Okay? It's not supposed to be logical. It's not supposed to be making sense. But we are all main characters. You are living in your own main character body, and you're living in your own world. Just like your neighbor, your brother, your sister is in the exact same predicament as you. So don't hold that against them. And they won't hold it against you. That is it. That's all. When you realize this, you are free. And you can change and do whatever the fuck you want. Don't be afraid to change. Don't be afraid to improve. But realize you cannot stay the same. You cannot. Especially if you have a vision, you have a goal you want to achieve, bro. You cannot achieve the same thing by doing the same things. Just look at your life right now and ask yourself, have all my actions, have all my decisions up until now led me to where I want to be? And if the answer is no, then you are forced to change, bro. It's just simply logical, okay? If you are doing 2 things, let's say, you're taking 2 steps towards a goal, and you have yet to achieve that goal, what does that say about your steps, about your process? It means it's inefficient. Therefore, you have to change what you're doing. The same applies to your life, your decisions, to your habits, to your diet, whatever the fuck you're doing right now. Right now, if you look at yourself, analyze yourself, and ask yourself, is this the dream version of myself that I want to be? And if the answer is no, you have to change. You are forced to change. So, the more I look at myself, I keep saying, like, yes, bro, don't get me wrong, I came so far, bro. Holy fuck. And it's hard sometimes to acknowledge how far you've come because you're always picturing the destination. So people will acknowledge it for you. A lot of people tell me, yo, you're doing so well, man. I'm so proud of you. You're doing this. You're great. Okay. Like, that's good. Acknowledge your greatness as well. But also picture and ask yourself, good, man, I adopted these things, but is this where I want to be? I still have shit to do. So I don't just stagnate in the complacency of people telling me I'm good. I'm like, some people will just stay there, you know? Like, yes, I'm good the way I am. No, bro. Yes, I'm good the way I am. But I'm not settling in this goodness, if that makes sense. So I look at myself right now, bro, and I am 100% so proud of myself because I've been through, yeah, man, we've been through a lot. We took a lot of strength, took a lot of discipline, and I'm truly proud of myself. But there's so much more to go. There's so much more, bro. So you can't just stop just because you came far. You have to keep going. You have to keep changing. And I ask myself every day, this version of myself, bro, very good. But I want so much more. And I have to completely change. And if I have to completely change everything, I'll completely change everything. And if I reach somewhere and it's not good, I'll completely change again, bro. Become a fucking chameleon. That's the biggest thing I understood. You have to constantly adapt to every environment. Constantly refine and change. Always. Become a fucking chameleon, bro. But don't just stagnate because you're comfortable. Don't just stagnate because you think you've come so far, because you have so many good results. That doesn't mean shit, bro. I'm not saying this to discredit anybody. But it's because I'm hard on myself. I understand that, yes, we did good. But you still have lengths to go. Like Kobe said, job not done. So you gotta keep pushing and completely reinvent yourself. And if it means becoming completely radically changing everything, so be it, bro. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get to my destination. And despite what the fuck people might see, what they might say, on the appearance level, who gives a fuck? Because I know exactly where I'm going, bro. Whether they see someone who says, "Oh, I'm gonna be rich." I've been saying this for years. I'm gonna be rich. I'm gonna be rich. I'm gonna be rich. I'm gonna be successful. I don't give a fuck if they don't see it physically on a matter level. But in my mind, these things have already happened. It makes no sense, right? What's the date today? We are June 1st, 2024. And on paper, bro, on paper, this version of me, I'm not aligned with the version of myself in the future. And so people on the exterior will see this. They say, yo, you're not successful, you're not rich. Who gives a fuck? Because in my brain, I already am that nigga, that version of me, who is exactly who I want to be. But now I realize I can't just be it mentally. That's called align yourself with that version of yourself. So now I understood there. Boom, I have the mentality. Now my mind has to align with my body, or rather my body has to align with my mind. So everything I'm going to do now is to act accordingly, act the part. And once I start acting exactly as my mindset, you will see in no time. You will change so many things so quickly. They'll say you changed overnight. They'll say you got rich overnight. You got successful overnight. How'd you do it? You got lucky. No, bro. Because in your mind, it was already accomplished. All you had to do was take the proper steps with your body. Whether that be changing your habits, whether that be changing your thoughts, whether that be changing your outfit, your looks. But you're just aligning yourself with your mindset, which is the future version of yourself. This makes complete no logical sense to the radical mind. But when you understand how the universe works, when you understand how money works, when you understand how success works, they all talk about this. They all do these techniques. And it all comes from mind, bro. It's all from your mind. But you need to understand that first, you need to recreate your vessel, recreate your avatar, bro, and align it with your mind first. And once these things are in accordance, once you have mind, body, and soul aligned, that's what they call manifestation. They call it luck, overnight success, whatever the fuck you want to call it, bro. But I'm telling you, it comes so much quicker than you think. And I'm realizing this now because I feel it. It's on the tip of my tongue. I'm so close. I just don't know what's missing. And I know what's missing now. It's just my habits, my identity. All I need to do is change and align my identity with who I want to become. And as soon as I do these things, the closer I get, the closer I'll be to my goal. And once I'm fully operating as if I'm that person in my mind, I dress just like him, I eat just like him, my habits are just like him. Bro, I'm gonna blink my eye one day and my goals have been accomplished. This is the power of fucking mind. But first, you must recreate yourself. Recreate yourself. Become that person you want to be first in your mind. And then translate your physical body, translate your habits, everything, and align it to your mind. Again, I don't expect anybody to make sense of this. And this is the whole purpose of me recording this thing. This is the whole purpose of my journey because nothing makes sense when it comes to success. Look at everyone, especially when people are successful, they talk about manifestation, law of attraction. I created this from my mind, all these different things. It's very easy to say once you have these things. Therefore, I want to prove and show the power of our minds that we have before I even have these things. I shouldn't be saying the word I don't have these things, but for these purposes of documentation, bro, on paper, physical level, I don't have this. But in my mind, bro, I'm rich. I'm successful. I have everything I want, bro. So, don't let material things change you, affect you. Just think about what you want and then align your actions, align your personality, align everything in accordance with it. And I promise you, bro, everything will work out perfectly fine. So recreate yourself and you will recreate your reality, bro.